I'm inducing your usage. Less than zero, equivalent to ambivalence. And this is how it goes down. I want it to go on record that Moss remains pro-brown, the most profound with that gold sound. Like rhymes chanted on picket lines, protest and suggest that the wicked should confess. Your historical reference never goes further than your mention. And I know you had good intent, but you should step out and invent authority to push back on authority. Constantly sorting abhorrent scenes I view on TV, shifting my energy, polar shift, chakra, chakra. And I haven't even eaten breakfast. Inspired, then maybe those would aspire. When I retire, you're nothing but a hyperbole, holler hyperboles in the back of your mind. You're thinking organized crime, organized rhyme. By time to introduce and produce fresh produce, more than see the light, feel the heat. And every MC was in sync with what I think there would be perfect messaging. Burning all your whack effigy. Stop living a lie, stop living alive. Authority to push back on authority. Constantly sorting abhorrent scenes I view on TV, shifting my energy, polar shift, chakra, chakra. And I haven't even eaten breakfast. Imagine the influence on the innocent. We can seize reaction, our words are insolent. Fuck that, I want to break the role of my town's local act. To the point they label me a musical aristocrat. They saying this and that, he's spitting spat, spick and span. And I'm a cultivation of what influences the patrons. Come on, and what you see is wasteless, forsaken spacious. To my complacence, zero patient zero. Halt your heresy as you claim to be a heretic. For the embedment of our sediment, we need to sever all who depend on sheets of destructive beliefs. Thought police got me thinking I'm in eternal sleep. Every person splintered cell, HipHop Hegemony. Success doesn't equate to longevity. Sincerely serving knowledge till the death of me. My anecdotes are anecdote and I'm telling folks, but there isn't much who are receptive to my pushback on authority. Constantly sorting abhorrent scenes I view on TV, shifting my energy, polar shift, chakra, chakra. And I haven't even eaten breakfast. Authority to push back on authority. Constantly sorting abhorrent scenes I view on TV, shifting my energy, polar shift, chakra, chakra. And I haven't even eaten breakfast. Should be mandatory has become monetary. Can I afford to receive that what used to be free? What should be mandatory has become monetary. And my degree should not be a decree of luxuries and hidden fees. Compound the interest. No wonders our peoples are losing interest. And I believe in investment, but our minds have a right to be tested. Without writing off my taxes, instead of greenbacks, we should be focused on stacking facts. The written word will become no more extinct like the dinosaurs, to the point you're forced to look to the floor to dig for the truth. How deep must I seek? I'm feeling weak. I've worked for a week to cover the cost of sleep. Talk is cheap, but thoughts can put you in a situation you never thought you'd be facing. Why can't we learn like days of yore from eldors and groups of eager wisdom receivers? When again can I be a believer, higher achiever? So you're too cool for school. When the cost of mental food balloons, you figure might as well remain a fool. And so you're too cool for school. When the cost of mental food balloons, you figure might as well remain a fool. Can I afford to receive that what used to be free? What should be mandatory has become monetary. Can I afford to receive that what used to be free? What should be mandatory has become monetary. Gym was never for him, unless today, yo, we hitting the ramp. And if it wasn't for music class, I would never advance. But how would I know that it would have such a price tag? We've come to an age where we smuggling pages, watch the content, and if it comes to consent, they would cook on the pyre, past the wire. Desire to find what I believe is my history. So you're too cool for school. When the cost of mental food balloons, you figure might as well remain a fool. And so you're too cool for school. When the cost of mental food balloons, you figure might as well remain a fool. Can I afford to receive that what used to be free? What should be mandatory has become monetary. Can I afford to receive that what used to be free? What should be mandatory has become monetary. Past identities all wrapped into subject matter. Past with flying colors that pertains to my data. Public system law extinct, and it's our responsibility to teach. Falling into a deep hole of debt, a pit of death, something that will be slow to digest. Like the remains of Boba Fett, the percentage of accepted applicants never reflect the majority of the less unfortunate. So you're too cool for school. When the cost of mental food balloons, you figure might as well remain a fool. And so you're too cool for school. When the cost of mental food balloons, you figure might as well remain a fool. Can I afford to receive that what used to be free? What should be mandatory has become monetary. Can I afford to receive that what used to be free? What should be mandatory has become monetary.
Yo, fuck am I living for? Check the floor, there's a talented heart ready to be ripped apart. Now it's beating, kneading, feeding, pumping, bumping, trying to make something from nothing. But it's never the case, just a slap in the face. They don't accept me as waste. You gotta keep your head up, kid. Yeah, but when I began this chase, I just really couldn't stand that place or the aroma. It grew worse as I grew older. It stacked like still coronas that choose to disown ya. Now you wondering, mongering. As much hate you can fit on that plate. Can't hold it down, regurgitate the bitter taste. Gotta change my ways. Companionship from my manuscripts. I'm glad you slipped. You could never hold yourself out without the handle. Don't think I'll let you lean on me.
Nobody anywhere. Nobody anywhere. Nobody anywhere.
Today is not the same as yesterday. Very much has changed, learned from my mistakes. So now a new path I take. Never afraid to demonstrate styles I originate. No time to waste, not one to hesitate. I've come a long way, still pay dues, make moves, never stagnant. Passion keeps me balanced. No, not to take my talent for granted. Develop my craft, definitely necessary in order to advance. Pass, go, now it's time to collect. Plan and effect, expect nothing less than perfect. The reason we constantly put work in, preserving the art. Yesterday's dream, today's reality. Tragedy turns to triumph. Decipher the science, applying in my mind, defying the odds. You know that feeling when you got mad ambition, but lack efficiency. A gold feet come about like I should've done much more by now, but I haven't. Like fuck it, I know I'm supposed to be rapping, so I rap more and unwrap the dreams of my youth. Like back then, it seemed more easier to do, but fuck it, we crabs in the bucket. The world needed perspective, MCK has been summoned. I knew the end, but the path was a question. I knew the next step as I embodied what was missing. Every time I would accept the end all, I couldn't on the counter, really wouldn't have been smart. In hindsight, yesterday wasn't as easy as it seemed, cause my moves were moving me to my dreams. It's the now filled with fuck shits and damage, but yo, I can't lie, I love me a good challenge. Now that I recall, I should have been with y'all, but the punk can get so small. If I remember correct, we had our own set of respect. Smoking dank, and I thank all my influences, even the bad ones. Who would have thought I was lost when I felt right at home with my own? Hitting up every show imaginable, we held it down like a pitbull's mandible. Before we kicked raps, rock caps, showing up to gigs, many gave me dap. Hardcore savagery is still
when would I transcend the trends? I can save a good friend with just a good piece of advice. Separate myself from a vice before it gets repeated twice. No matter the enticement, I follow the rhythm of my cortisone. Hit this cortisone, leave that sword alone. How you sorta blown? Is critical. Listen to what I spit at you. Can influence the outcome of the hearing. Reverse the verdict. How you gonna tell me all my peoples don't deserve it? We bore it perfect. With irreparable damage can't be covered up in bandages. It depends on the supreme to deem it against a nation's belief. Original pigeonhole when the real enemies are just the authors of confusion.
What happened to compassion? A passion where understanding was the fashion. Now we sacrifice a whack grammar just to show appreciation. The manifestation, not of the manifest destiny, but to manifest a personal destiny. To live happily. They're trying to take away our rights, but I'm still jabbing with my left. The Koch brothers are trying to take what we got left. In this game of life, money is the ref.
This concept of freedom swallows my tear duct to the point one just don't give a fuck or remains any hope. We becoming crows, picking the bones. The house is charged, the victims the community, and the corporate is still at large. Vacancy after vacancy, the norm becomes complacency. We owe it to our ancestors to do more for our brothers and sisters.
Spreading enlightenment, even in the dark. Embark to the bark is spark. Cali wildfire, staying golden like the outside of the ark. Making a mark, one of the dude named Mark with a magic marker. Coloring a white Lambo, just making it too much darker. I got laid by my boss before she laid me off. And this is how I get off. It seems like every week the ozone gets weaker. Future looks bleaker, and everyone's a tweaker.
These star bellies wanna live belly. I'm rooted in half the earth and a quarter of another. I guess what's left came from my mother. Recognize the disguise, what's up with these guys? Another pigment, or maybe it's just a figment of reality. How come it had to be category? This never-ending story. X the box, wolf the fox. My bloodline superseding your timeline.
Staying alive till you're 800 years old with a staff to hold, made of gold, licky toads, understanding the generosity of Earth's energy, navigating the seas by knowledge of distant galaxies, and basically moving stone with basic technology. But nowadays, everyone seems to be the enemy, aren't they? Better pray not to get preyed on by a deranged kid with a handgun who thinks shooting his classmates is fun.
That's why we rhyme of ancient mariner, albatross so heavy, guilt built and felt, written and permanent felt. My generation so petty, judge before I even get to open my mouth. Told you now, stop your blasphemy, blasphemy. With every stroke of Alex pen, our right become the dust that hits the wind. We smuggle in books to Freedom University.
Australia was a black continent. Africa was a black continent. North America was a red continent. South America was a red continent. You are not standing on your own ground. You're standing on red ground. And that's what it means to be white. To say that you're standing on your own ground and standing on somebody else's. And then mystify the whole process so it seems like you're not doing that.
A widow's peak is where the widows be. What belittles thee? A legacy of defeat. The precious man that can't be tampered with and panhandled. Constantly igniting candles for those that give thanks for the day. The sun's rays, energy is being accrued, viewed, and divided up for those that misuse their rules. The glass house needs a set of rules. Mandate, create an open slate for public debate and definition of slaves. Debunking passive resistance is useless as pissing in the wind. Reaction, my skull broken into fractions. Whole lot of distracted fracted pipeline to the center of your cell walls as I'm banging on the cell wall. The imprint, the indent, the ignit's winning. Honest engine, statistical Freudian slip. Homie, get a grip, calculated and stored inside of a core. Inside these streets, reinforced with some beats. And now we battling with rhymes to help you find your mind.
You're planting seeds in your mind like inception. Deception's the weapon that keeps raising questions. I'm blessing the beat like a prayer. I stay above all the petty shit, just call me the mayor. See your chumps later, crossover like crossfaders, trying to stack my paper till it's taller than a skyscraper. Mind raper with a touch of the smooth flavor. Cross to the dark side, you could call me Darth Vader or Skywalker like Anakin. Leave y'all stiff like a mannequin. Niggas is getting mad again. They can't catch up, lap left in the dust. They too reliant on the God that we shouldn't trust. I should've bust at these fools who annoying us. Copycat our raps and then they acting all boisterous. Calm it down, God, if you like the air you breathe. As quickly as you came into this world, you bound to leave.
Get prepared, cause the war's coming through. Get prepared, cause the war's coming through.
Break the concrete as I walk through these streets. Nothing discreet, defeat the elite, never retreat. Rather die on my feet than live on my knees. History is known to repeat. We've reached the peak of war. It ain't safe no more. Stay indoors before you're forced to fend. The end is near. Fear the unknown, although this has been made very clear. Hear the thunder, wake the giant from his slumber. Power in numbers, no wonder they try to divide, but we will conquer the monster. Against all odds, every dog has its day. Break the chains, take aim, then fire. The empire strikes back. As a matter of fact, Mortal Kombat, it's a cold world, Sub-Zero. Snatch a cape off these fucking fake heroes.
Get prepared, cause the war's coming through. Get prepared, cause the war's coming through.
Killing an infant, ritualistic, systematic condition, pattern my vision, scanning for panoramic apparitions of sacrilegious in my raps cause aneurysms. I hold the vertebrae crosses and Vaticans, my thoughts blasphemous, hazardous canvases, written symbolism in encrypted manuscripts. Fuck ad-libs, backups and patchings, my rap captions, satellite transmits.
Radioactive arachnids attacking your faction, gain access, game over. In covert curriculum killer, no silencer, filter the violence you feel first is a still burst of slugs through your lungs. And you comfortably numb, I said you comfortably numb. So come what may, disarray or disengage the stage and I'm gone. 7 steps and beyond.
There's a war inside these streets, reinforced with some beats. And now we're battling with rhymes to help you find your mind.
It's for all those snakes that rule the world. Fuck you, who's ever given it to you for free? Your dreams, if you don't have those needs, overcome your greeds. Ready to kill for that green, and now it's part of your genes. Where'd you get those genes? Probably not the US, these hands are useless. Indonesia, businessman's leisure. We're all seen as lower creatures. Who needs ya? Rather defeat ya than join ya. Your race catalysts, evangelists, just some evil self-proclaimed angels. My mission for you to envision all of us living in prisons, cause that's where it's heading. And shit, did I mention one idea and hopes of prevention? So many in detention centers. My endeavor is to be clever, Jedi mind trick. Let the plan stick, build up brick by brick. A prophet in the time of great prophet. What's it gonna take to straight stop it?
People dying every day. We hear police sirens every day, and the government is lying every day. Let me ask you, are you happy with that? The rich keep getting rich, but we on the corner fighting for scraps. Putting $100 shoes on your toddler's feet, but it's broken bottles and heroin needles in the streets where they play. And gangbangers live where they stay, so it's a risk of getting hit by a stray. Not to mention a raid. I feel like we're digging our own graves, or just content with being a slave to the corporation. They continue to exploit the nation, plus they outsource our occupations. We're stuck in the scheme, hand over fist stealing our cream. Martin Luther can't rest cause they're killing his dreams. Che Guevara can't rest cause we're killing his dreams. Malcolm X said get it done by any means. My third eye's open, contemplating the divine and spoken, waiting on the revolution when the time is potent.
In these streets, There is no guarantee that you eat or find a place to sleep. A risk taken to provide, to live a better life. Cause the grass is always greener on the other side. Once there, scared, not prepared, forced to adapt to unnatural surroundings. Though the reality is we're the founding fathers of this land, yet our blood is on their hands. We pray for better days, getting paid less than minimum wage. Can't afford to be deported, then how will the family stay supported? The constant fear of living here illegally is nonsense. Not having many options cause we don't have the proper documents. This isn't the land of the free. What the fuck does liberty even mean? Time to rise up, we had enough. No longer forsaken, not making amends with the oppressor. Fighting for the honor of our ancestors.
sow. Countless movements and building movements, building music, collusions. And there's no sacrifice between me and the mic device. Constant nonsense, godsends of all godsends. To whom I to thank and give credit. When I fill it with unleaded, then jet it. On my path, conduit, I'm onto it. I'm offering to walk and listen. Seek a life past meek. The consciousness is yet to find it in the consciousness.
With every set of words I convert into verses, the universe disperses energy. Friends and enemies, in the end we're all just memories. Keep the bad vibes that are distant, the accent is distinct. Take time to think about the consequence. Borrowed time is an investment.
Unveil the moonshine after the blue skies. Tailor-made from the balcony of Father Time. I'll father lies with more blood in hands. Do the dirt up on my lonely when I'm out kicking the can. American bandstand can't stand that program. Declare war, pestilence, deceptors of the homeland. Broken in two, together follow the clues. Message in a bottle, these devils try to dilute. Passionate speech, megaphone blast my beliefs. Less of a machine, exhausting pipe dreams in a canteen. A thin line to focus on what goes around when most are gone. Lost support, flatline, believe me when I sing songs. Spark the tree of life, one way to cope. More slack to hang, can't let go of the rope. Gotta read the labels if you wanna have hope. Our pastime is an outcry, a slow death and close. So who's the runner-up, next to run amok? Spun out on two wheels, drifting from the cobra clutch. Cutthroat society, mustering a trigger cut. Release what's inside of me, every time I spill my guts.
Expectations, faith, inhalations, patience. Contemplating if I should cut my losses or try another season. Breaking even is giving me reason to keep on breathing. Some purpose, Merchant's life should not seem so worthless.
Karma similar to dogma, cautiously approach the fog. Warning signs have been blocked. I suggest you trust your senses, view life through a different pair of lenses. Put yourself in someone else's shoes and walk through the trenches. Only then will it make sense. It's been told we all reap what we sow. You've heard how that story goes. What goes around comes around. What goes up must come down. My actions cause a deafening sound.
What's really going on? And what you're telling me is that crack was a product of my government, and my prescription is really a placebo. Pharmaceuticals don't really heal people. Next thing I hear is that E.T. exists and he settled on this planet. I don't know if I can handle it. Such malarkey and coincidence, assassinating people's leaders and your presidents. Where's your precedence? Don't make such statements. I'm starting to get annoyed, maintaining in the void. What's really truth and how can I take this as proof? Soiling green in my side of green inside of me. The web showing me links to footage of the missing link. Multiple camera angles. As liberty gets strangled, is there a vaccine I can deem clean and doesn't transmit autism? I'm wishing, deny the plight of God's children. Darwin's mistress, 3 are vicious, scientifically fictitious.
I'll just talk about that.
First-person accounts only amount to exaggerating the misinterpretation of manipulated first-person accounts. Recorded bouts of little clout, cause remember one can conspire to inspire by being a liar. Retire morals and desires as social constructions whose functions provide explanations told through lips, imagination interpreted by centuries of conquest, narrowed by modernity's vision of progress. Obsession allowing a few to rule for a sense of nation, sense of protection, security, immunity from living a life of anarchy. Control your role and fill the mold, then break it for the love of it. Examine and criticize, learn to realize the future lies in the lens of eyes. And as conspiracy theories take a dive at answering why, I reply open wide to all the lies. There, the truth lies.
Once aspired to mimic the guild creature, crawled out of the abyss, adapt concrete to bliss. The urge to surf before my physical birth, symbiotically adapting which I'm limited. Influence evolution, my mind senses my revolution, breaking barriers. The paved way wanted me to remain a slave to my 2 feet, to the point I chip my 2 teeth. It's fucking sick how obsessed I am with all of this. 9 to 5 when all I wanna do is feel alive while I ride, slide and grind. I abide to the physics of my existence and then I switch shit. Carve a groove, make it smooth, watch it chip away. Inertia isn't meant to hurt ya. Original thought, physical relics and movements of which that I embellish. The simple fact of movement makes my confinement an illusion.
Find a reason to breathe, find a reason to bleed, find a reason to be, believe in me. Find a reason to breathe, find a reason to bleed, find a reason to be, believe in me.
Concrete streets to be defining through movement, transportating physical speech of social influence. I skate to feel the journey, you are how you use it, so feel the music. Coasting on the edge of expression, transit with the eyes to canvas one's direction. Terrain of the metropolis, where the populace maneuver through the visions. The streets, a canvas to reflect them, so I understand the smooth and the friction to keep from stopping while mobbing on a mission. Constant motion, blending urban decisions laced with human obsession. Cause as the rule cultivate, cities create. So my fate lies in understanding my terrain and solve why wealth and property obscure true equality. The cure, a riddle mathematically engineered by society.
Find a reason to breathe, find a reason to bleed, find a reason to be, believe in me. Find a reason to breathe, find a reason to bleed, find a reason to be, believe in me.
Defiance, the science of those who remain in silence as I deface this constraint which is in place to replace my grace. The obstacles deceiving your optical styles keep on growing like follicles. Express in distress, this mess we all inherit. Clear mind and spirit, just the feel of life, never need to fear it. Existence more innate than primates when I skate. Bored, never need more than a surface to keep my real eye focused. How you gonna tell me you can't balance what's more to this life without challenging yourself? But you soar from the floor you were forced to absorb. But shit doesn't have to always have the same taste. Don't waste space, you can't reach the unknown when you're maintained in your safe place. And I've been saved by would imply skate or die. Invincible if the underlying
Find a reason to
principle.
breathe, find a reason to bleed, find a reason to be, believe in me. Find a reason to breathe, find a reason to bleed, find a reason to be, believe in me.
Fear by the unknown, but knowledge has outgrown the mental mind. Understanding time is just a scripted rhyme. Words, syllables, and what's defined. Intertwined thoughts to communicate conscience awareness through culture and science. Our story told from what's recorded as readable information. So artistically, I style my words just a bit unusually, but casual to the soul with the flow. Rhythmic in the natural, but culture in the show. Busting out dimension makes societies wanna grow. Patterns seem historical, but native to the mold. Vibration causing sensations, leading to a destination as art blends knowledge with intuition. Sparking tendencies, evolving our reality to concept, survival, nonsense and theory.
Find a reason to breathe, find a reason to bleed, find a reason to be, believe in me. Find a reason to breathe, find a reason to bleed, find a reason to be, believe in me. Find a reason to breathe, find a reason to bleed, find a reason to be, believe in me. Find a reason to breathe, find a reason to bleed, find a reason to be, believe in me. Media hype, stereotype my life. Fearmonger, your life should be no longer hysteria while pigs stare at ya. Federal agents have been reinstated. The fear is inflated, cause every brown man has a hand in a dope deal. Separate fiction from real, shit's fake. Never saw a flake till I lived in affluent Los Angeles. White man living scandalous. There's no prevention, just detention of those who draw attention with brown skin. Reagan locks you up, but beating your kids, a Terminator made sure there's enough cots to lock those with the have-nots. Privatizing and ruining lives, and ruins we lie, and yet we raise your kids, yield your crops. Better believe we cringe at the sight of cops. It's non-stop, for the sake of the intake of your privilege. You're willing to pillage some villages, spiders of the sea, and what a tangled web you weave. And what a tangled web you weave.
Natives, slave ships, different faces, races, racist, hatred, aliens migrate, inevitable changes. Natives, slave ships, different faces, races, racist, hatred, aliens migrate, inevitable changes.
So I rose up in the morning with the goal of finding nature. When I stepped into the land, I found it was white flavored. They washed away the thousands of years of cultivation, and they left me with the sorry excuse they call a nation. With product placement in place, we raise our kids and we teach them all our values, but really, who are we kidding? Everybody seem to got a better way to do it, so I better segregate since all of you clearly blew it. And leave my food alone, you getting GMOs in it. And take this nice car back, it's getting too many holes in it. I want my land back, matter of fact, my math back. 0 homeless, 0 starved, go ahead and add that. Divided by the number of people you gotta pay. 10% interest, but 50 on tax breaks, still the same. 0 equal to my trust, but I don't fund wars, so who would you if you must?
Natives, slave ships, different faces, races, racist, hatred, aliens migrate, inevitable changes. Natives, slave ships, different faces, races, racist, hatred, aliens migrate, inevitable changes. Stop calling me immigrant, I'm sharing my continent, my continent, my continent. Stop calling me immigrant, I'm sharing my continent, my continent, my continent. Stop calling me immigrant, I'm sharing my continent, my continent, my continent. Stop calling me immigrant, I'm sharing my continent, my continent.
Yeah. It's time to hustle, so he goes to try his golden luck. Walking to your window at the corner with some coconuts. You're at a red light, trying hard to hide shit. Thinking to yourself, man, I don't really wanna buy your shit. So at a pity dog, you shooting maybe $3, but that isn't enough, maybe enough to get some peanuts. In the sun, trying to hustle, dripping sweat. Thinking about the next batch of fruit he has to get, so that people like you could drive past him. Try to make enough of the money that he be lacking. Wife's at another block, selling pretty tulips, with the older of his sons was not regarded as a cool kid. But that's the life of this immigrant. Never beg for money, homie, always gotta work for it. So next time, homie, spare a homie $2 instead of buying brew, homie. Feed a homie's 2 sons, yeah.
not a threat, more like a promise to keep me fed until you vomit. You soft like Wallace and Gromit, a craving that's enslaving. You can't get enough of say when these cats want it dap. What's up with that? Disrespect is all they spat. In fact, they act like I can't scat. Like a jazz musician using the seer as Madonna. Practicing Kabbalah, you worship the almighty dollar. Wanna be the almighty baller, but rather shine like a cherry Impala. I want the whole enchilada. Gotta have a lotta when really you got nada. Martyr you like Saddam and Osama. I'm on your coattails, you're getting crushed like most snails. As cargo, and place a lyrical embargo. Can never go as far as I go. So step off the podium, you need Imodium, your shit soft. Moss use elusive as a Sasquatch, but your backwash.
We don't follow nobody. We don't cause trouble. We don't follow no. We don't cause trouble. We don't follow nobody. We don't cause trouble. We don't follow no. We don't cause trouble. We don't follow nobody. We don't cause trouble. We don't follow no. We don't cause trouble. We don't follow nobody. We don't cause trouble. We don't follow nobody.
Keeners or randoms holding souls for ransom. I ransom ounces to the checkpoint. Then right after I laugh to spark that big fat joint. Rhetorical rhetoric to make that logic tick. I'm the part of your back that you just can't itch. Food on shit but shit. Mirror flies around the dung. These here I rather fill lungs. I treat them like a runaway slave and I leave them hung. I got these bitches on their knees cause they just can't stand me. I seen it handily smack through the bull tents. Tie behind my back. For me, tacky like thumbtacks. I do this all the time with my mind. They be making up stories like that fool was rolling up 10 deep. While society is asleep, cause they're counting their own kind. There's so many damn sheep.
We don't cause trouble. We don't follow nobody. We don't cause trouble. We don't follow no. We don't cause trouble. We don't follow nobody. We don't cause trouble. We don't follow no. We don't cause trouble. We don't follow nobody. We don't cause trouble. We don't follow no. We don't cause trouble. We don't follow nobody. We don't cause trouble. We don't follow nobody.
Clear the path so I can pave the way as I navigate here to set the record straight. Marty likes a party, but's always causing trouble and bothering everybody. Honestly, I think he knows karate the way he be kicking rhymes. Moss one of a kind, defined as wise. We be delivering quality and quantities. Got everything you need from Santana to El Chicano and everything in between. Serving up fiends, serving these wannabe MCs. Check the steez, I rap tighter than an anaconda. Spit more than a camel and llama. I got this on Loch Ness Monster. Not a miss, slicker than Rick with the rhymes I kick. Pick apart your brainstorm the gates. Breaking the ground with every step I take. Create to destroy, I simply fill in the void.
We don't cause trouble. We don't follow nobody. We don't cause trouble. We don't follow no. We don't cause trouble. We don't follow nobody. 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 We don't cause trouble. We don't follow no. We don't cause trouble. We don't follow nobody. We don't cause trouble. We don't follow no. We don't cause trouble. We don't follow nobody. We don't cause trouble. We don't follow nobody. We don't cause trouble. We don't follow nobody. We don't cause trouble. We don't follow no. We don't cause trouble. We don't follow nobody. We don't cause trouble. We don't follow nobody.